Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. The show's about to begin.
Well, without further ado, let's spin it around on the old turntable real quick and take a look at the pretty close to finished clown car. At least it's about as finished as it's going to get for right now. I'll probably be doing a little tweaking in the near future as I continue to progress on the Glue Bomber Circus. But yeah, this is about it. This is what the clown car is going to look like, and I got to tell you right now, this is not the way I had envisioned it turning out. But I am very, very pleased with it. I really do like it. Before we continue on, let's show you the finishing steps that I needed to do to get to where we're at with the clown car as you see it today. So the plan is to eventually make some custom decals for the door that will read clown car. I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing that. I'll do that as soon as I can, though. But in the meantime, one of the other signature features of the clown car is going to be a special radiator cap. And that radiator cap is right here. This is the most expensive part of this entire build. A 1/187th scale, or HO gauge, clown that was made by Pricer out of Germany, and it is a circus clown with his really big, I guess, kind of an orangey red foot, red bow tie, and a nice green jacket. It came painted like this. I'm not going to bother changing it or anything, but that is going to be the hood ornament, and I will attach it right into the cut that was made in the radiator cap, or the top of the Dragon Wagon's radiator, and then I will just sand the foot down until it fits, and then I will have a radiator cap that is a circus clown, and that will be the feature that signifies the clown car as the clown car. My final dilemma was what to put between the back seat and the towing hitch. There used to be a trunk here, but that trunk is being used elsewhere, and I didn't want to put the trunk in the same place. And then suddenly it just came to me because of the old saying, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." One of the phrases that you hear. The other one is "Not my circus, not my clowns." But I thought, why not a barrel of monkeys? So what I've done is I've taken a barrel from the beer wagon. I've got so many of these barrels around, it's ridiculous. I drilled it out, and I'm making a little lid for it. You see there, that's out of one of the types of evergreen plastics. Going to have a little latch on it so that the lid will be open in some fashion or form, and then that barrel reading "Danger Monkeys" is going to be sitting underneath there. And then I've got these little plastic monkeys that are supposed to go on top of cupcakes or something, and I'm going to use those for the monkeys in my display. I'm not really 100% satisfied with these. I thought they were going to be a hard plastic, but they are actually a soft plastic. But they'll do until I can find something else. So that's where I'm going with the monkeys. I might try and paint them up, but I got a feeling they will not paint well. But they'll be fill-ins until I can find something else. But that's where it's going as it is now. Okay, so you already know that this began life as a busted up Glue Bomber Tijuana taxi that was missing parts and everything else. And so I decided to chop it down and everything to create what we have here. Many of the things that ended up getting done to this were done really very close to the end of everything, because I really had a vague idea of what I wanted to do, but not a real idea. And so this kind of fell into place right at the very end. So what we have at the very front, we've got the, we've got the front end of a circus wagon. I just done it in gold. I wish I had not done that. I should have left it in silver. We've got the circus wagon radiator. The inside portion of the radiator has been done over in a coat of clear orange. And then the frame for the bottom, the frame of the body has been done in copper. If I had to do it again, I would probably do that frame in the green. We've got the arm here belongs to the paddy wagon. It's been cut down and attached to the front here. I made a very short hood here covering whatever kind of engine this thing happens to have, out of a piece of evergreen strip, and it was sectioned. So if you notice, you probably can't see it too well here, but I'll show it in some of the slides. You can actually see like ribs going through all that. And the clown, like I mentioned, is a HO scale circus clown for basically a train set or something. The elephant trunk exhaust pipes, really large elephant trunk exhaust pipes, come off of the garbage wagon, or garbage truck rather. So I didn't use them when I rebuilt something else, when I kit bashed a garbage truck, so I had those left over. And I thought, when I started looking at them and I started putting them on, I was like, man, those kind of look like elephant trunks. So they're elephant trunk exhaust pipes. I think Tom Daniel would like to hear something like that. Wheels out of the parts bin, and then the body is the back half of the Tijuana Taxi, and you still have the fender seats off of the Tijuana Taxi. The rear end is out of a paddy wagon, and yes, I finally did attach the cover to the differential. And then we've got our danger monkeys. I'm not 100% sold on the monkeys, but I do like them. They're not actually realistic, but then they don't really need to be realistic in something like this. And then I got a, whatever you want to call this, it's an air gun that can be launching t-shirts or popcorn or cotton candy or whatever. And well, there you have it. There's the clown car, the whole shebang, and I'm pretty happy with it. And all in all, I think it'll make a nice companion piece to the circus wagon. And man, does the circus wagon, which is really a pretty small kit, it really makes that clown car look small when you look at the difference in height and just the difference in overall length. I mean, yeah, I think that's going to be a really fun setup with the circus wagon and the clown car. And then when you see those two kits next to each other, then you can really definitely see the theme of the circus coming together too. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Going to be a lot of fun working on a few more vehicles for my Glue Bomber Circus. Stick around for some slides.
What you see here is probably the earliest mock-up, and if you notice, I'm still using the front end of the Tijuana Taxi at this point, even though it has been cut down quite a bit. And the original plan was to put a calliope or calliope up on the roof of the clown car. But even after cutting the pipes down and mounting them along the side of the calliope instead of behind the calliope, it just still looked way too tall, and instead of looking whimsical, kind of looked silly and stupid. So I'm opting to put it on a trailer instead. So that was the first major change in the clown car. The original intention was also to put the slicks up front and the regular tires in the back to make the body a little more flat. By now I've moved over to the Dragon Wagon's front end, and in order to make sure all the suspension is level, I've put tires on all four corners and then weighted the body down while the glue dries so that I'll know that all four tires are actually sitting flat on the ground. As I mentioned, if I could do anything over again, it would be the bottom. I would paint the frame the gloss light green instead of copper. The engine here is actually the bottom portion of the old Tijuana taxi engine, and this is the back end of a paddy wagon. I will later fix that shaft a little bit, and this little white block here is there specifically to cover a hole in the floor. As mentioned, the front end is off of the Dragon Wagon, and I was able to use all the parts because here's the connection hole for the front axle and everything else. So that worked out really well. The back end with the paddy wagon, not so much. These things were bent and everything else to try and get them to stick onto the frame of the Tijuana taxi. And not as happy with it, but you can't see most of them once it's done. Needed to make new supports for the rear fenders, and as you can see, there's still crap here from the old footsteps on the Tijuana taxi. Like I mentioned, this is truly an old Glue Bomber, and a lot of the stuff on the bottom I'm not worrying about. It's just you're not going to see it very much, so I'm not too concerned about it. I also needed to make an extra support for the back springs for the paddy wagon to get them to mount correctly. The interior is pretty much straight out of the Tijuana taxi. This is the front area where the driver used to sit. This is where the driver's seat was. And I've turned that into basically a little starter button or something. Original gas pedal. I lost the brake pedal to the carpet monster, so I cut one out of sheet styrene. I just took a marker and made some lines on the old white dash that was there before, and it's got the same original shifter that came with the Tijuana taxi, but the steering column and everything is out of the Dragon Wagon. Okay, there's the brake pedal. I touched it up a little bit, but seriously, you're not going to see it. So I cut the hood out of a type of evergreen strip, and it had all these lines in it. And what I originally was going to do is paint these green and orange all the way around, but it just wasn't looking very cool when I first thought about doing it. And as you can see, I still have the old padded front that I was going to be using, but I opted not to go that direction. And here's the hood slipped on the inside of the Dragon Wagon radiator, and because of the nice curve there, this bent in really well. And I like the way the ribbed plastic ended up looking when it's done. Even in this picture you can't see it, but you can still see the lines in the ribs going around. And I suppose I should not like it that way, but I actually like it that way. It kind of adds a little detail to the hood of the clown car. And if you look now, you can kind of see the ribs in the hood. So it kind of looks like a wooden hood going around behind the radiator. And the radiator has been painted clear orange. I was thinking about painting the headlights a clear green, but went ahead and did it with clear blue simply because I didn't feel like running out and buying clear green. and I was toying with the idea of putting a gold elephant up on the roof, but changed my mind on that one also. And at some point, I came up with this thought of why not put a pneumatic t-shirt launcher into the clown car, something that could shoot things out at the audience or along the circus route or something like that. You could launch t-shirts or bags of popcorn or cotton candy or something out of this pneumatic gun. So that was the inspiration for this little doohickey. And so I stretched and bent a piece of uh, evergreen strip so that it would coil and look like a pneumatic line. And then I cut a little piece of pipe and stuck it on the floor and stuck the pneumatic hose into there and then painted the hose black. And so the idea is they're getting the compressed air off of the engine somehow. And who knows what kind of mythical engine is in this device, because it could be like a little motorcycle engine, it could be a little electric engine, who knows? It really doesn't matter. We're talking about a clown car, but somehow it's creating compressed air off of the engine along with everything else. And in order to get the little HO scale clown to fit onto the radiator, I had to add a little piece of strip styrene to the bottom. So here I am gluing a evergreen rod to his foot. Someday I might end up repainting the clown. I'm not really crazy about how well it came painted, but for now it'll do. And probably the last thing I came up with was the idea of the elephant trunk exhaust pipes, which are really off of the garbage truck. And here we have them getting glued in place and letting them dry with stacks of money on either side to make sure that they're the same height. And finally, on the back of the clown car, there will be a trailer hitch. The one that's in place right now is more or less a placeholder. It's just snapped in place. But the reason the trailer hitch is going to be there is because the clown car will be towing a trailer which will have the calliope on it. I'm just not sure if this trailer hitch is going to work or not. It's basically just made out of stretch spruce, so we'll see how it goes. Might find something else to use instead. Thank you for visiting Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. If you liked what you saw, please consider giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment. Share it with your friends, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up online. Thanks again for visiting, and see you soon.